Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, well, let's start with the Denver Broncos. They finished 8-9 last year. Slow start last year. A lot of people would tell you, though, like, I think Sean Payton did a really good job. I think they started like 0-5 or something like that, right? They started slow start, and they got up to 8-9. So you could see that slowly his philosophy, the way he wants to play football, was being implemented. So let's start with you, Travis. What was your favorite move that the Broncos made?
Dumping Russell Wilson and put in a huge salary cap hit on him for the next couple of years. I mean, as a Chiefs fan, I love the fact that their salary cap is wrecked. But if you're a Broncos fan, getting rid of Russell Wilson, I mean, you're right. They went 8-9 with that mess that was going on, and now they've got a kid that's going to at least play, I think, more Sean Payton type football. So if I'm a Broncos fan, that's as much as that salary cap hurts, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, I had hit that down too. You got to move on from him. Clearly, him and Sean Payton did not see eye to eye. It makes a lot of sense. Matt, what was your favorite move that the Broncos made?
Getting a quarterback that the coach was really high on.
Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah.
I think that might have been his favorite quarterback in the draft, and he even highlighted that in a press conference. Somebody asked him when he knew he wanted Bo Nix, and he said it was like one workout where he watched him and he could just see his processor, and he said he knew that was the guy he wanted. So Bo Nix.
I like it. Yeah, I agree. The two moves together makes a lot of sense for them. Yeah. Okay, least favorite move, Matt. Let's start with you on this one.
Releasing Justin Simmons because they're in salary cap purgatory.
Yes.
and trading for Zach Wilson.
Okay. Just like you're hey, we got Zach Wilson. He's figured out. Why are we trading for him type thing?
I think that he's already proven he is not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I think his time in New York has ruined any semblance of him having an opportunity to. I am a little curious about if like a quarterback guy like Sean Payton can kind of fix him, but I don't think he'll have the opportunity with Bo Nix anyway. So, Travis, what about you? What was your least favorite move?
Them trading Jerry Jeudy to Cleveland. Now, I know they needed some draft capital, but still, that's got to hurt, you know.
What draft pick was he? He was like he's a top 10, right?
He was the second receiver taken in that COVID draft.
Was it 7th?
At home.
Yeah.
No, the Raiders at 12 took Henry Ruggs. So he was like 15. I want to say like 15.
Oh, okay, so he's top 20. Okay.
I was afraid the Raiders were going to take Jerry Jeudy, and he reminded me too much of Amari Cooper.
Oh, interesting. And then now he's on Cleveland. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My least favorite move, let's see here. Actually, yeah, my least favorite move was not being able to keep Lloyd Cushenberry, the center there. Just this is his stats. He allowed 1 sack and 14 pressures in 17 games last year, and in a total of 647 pass blocking snaps. He was one of the best centers last year, and losing him, I think, is sort of big because he was good. And, we know how important offensive line play is in the NFL. So that was my least favorite move, is not finding a way to keep him.
Yeah, that actually might hurt them more than anything else.
Yeah. Good centers. Offensive line are hard to find, but yeah. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that was a tough loss for them. Okay, let's do green flag. Let's go with you, Travis. What's your biggest green flag for the Broncos?
Well, it's funny. We had talked about it earlier. I think the wide receivers are better than what is advertised. And Bo Nix may help that out. We'll find out pretty quick. The other thing too, and this will be a recurring theme for me all the way through this, with Harbaugh coming into the division, the teams are going to start playing a little bit differently, if you will. So their defenses are not going to always be set up to try to beat the Chiefs, if you will. And if that happens, the Broncos may take a huge advantage that they're wide receiving for because of that.
Okay. Okay. I like it. What about you, Matt?
I like that Javonte Williams might be back.
I like that
him
one too.
coming out of North Carolina. He runs hard, and being the second year off his major knee injury, I think, and he lost weight. Sean Payton asked him to lose weight because he looked really sluggish in the OTAs, and he went and lost like 11 or 12 pounds, and it made a huge difference during training camp. They said his burst is back, and so he might be back. So I think that's my biggest green flag, is maybe they'll have a run game again.
Yeah, and I like him if he can be healthy. So that's a good one. I put that we're going to start to see Sean Payton's vision more fully this season, because last offseason was his first one. Now we're seeing him bring in some of his players, including the young quarterback that you guys talked about, all the positives about him, being able to be on time, throwing the football, accurate, that type of stuff. I think when you saw how his vision was shaping up from the first half of the season to the second half of the season last year, and it's like, okay, there is something here. I think that's only a positive thing, that Sean Payton is his vision is going to be seen a little bit more clearly this year. And I think that's going to help the Broncos moving forward.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest red flag. Let's start with you, Matt.
I think inexperience at the quarterback position, because he still is a rookie, though he might be 32. He still is first year in the league. And then depth, because of their salary cap situation that destroys your depth.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Travis?
I'll even go, I agree with those points, but I'll even go into the fact that last year's 8-win season was one of the most painful 8-win seasons you'll probably ever see. I really do think that they have to do well early for them to buy in to Sean Payton. They can't start out 0-5 again. And if they do, I think that could really put them in a world of hurt. That's just, I don't know. That's just based on last season and how much it carries into this season. And granted, there's a few new pieces, but the bulk of that team is still intact.
Yeah. It's true. And that's why I put like one more year question mark. That's sort of my red flag. I don't like, my concern for the Broncos is they got Sean Payton. They look like they're getting good, but now all these head coaches that were hired this offseason for the other teams are like tough-minded, hard-nosed head coaches. So it's like, I think the Chargers are going to be better this year. I think, the Raiders will be a little better this year. So I think it will kind of all average out. So I don't know if they'll have a winning season this year. Like you mentioned already, they're young. So I'm just thinking like this is not going to be the year that I would look for them to make a stride towards the playoffs. If anything, I would wait till maybe next year after Nix gets a year underneath his belt. And then Sean Payton has one more offseason. And like you said, the depth is a problem. Well, one more draft can help with that because of the cap in the draft where it has the set salary cap will help with that. So I just think one more season, I think that's what's needed. Okay, let's do fantasy go-tos here. Let's start with you on this one, Travis. What is your fantasy go-to for the Broncos?
If I have to draft a Bronco, it's going to be one of the receivers there, whether it's Sutton or Mims. And maybe Mims could be a dark horse. I don't think he's was properly used. But I will see if they get him the ball, 5 yards in the field, let him try to make a play. But that's only if I have to draft a Bronco.
Okay, that's fair. What about you, Matt? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm with Travis. If I have to draft a Bronco, that's where I'm with Travis. It's going to be Javonte Williams. Just because of where you can get him in the draft, I think he's a value, and I think he's going to have a better season this year than I think it's going to be his best season.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on that. That's who I had down, Williams. So he's being average according to what I'm looking at here. Obviously, it's different for each website, but 81 is his average draft spot and 28th at running back. To get a potential, 28th running back off the board. So to get his potential starting running back that could be a stud, that late in the draft, I think could help win leagues if he ends up being good.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah.
That's a very good deal.
Yeah. That's why I would go with him, just because like you said, you don't know with the wide receivers, like Sutton's going to go high, not like super high, but higher than Williams, and everybody needs 2 running backs. I just think it's a good flyer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's predict the Broncos season. Matt, what do you have the Broncos finishing at?
I'm wavering because of talking to you two, but I'm going to stick to my guns. 5-12.
Oh, okay. 5-12. I'm writing this down, by the way. Last year I did not write it down. I'm writing this down.
Well, remember everyone said the Raiders were going to finish last
year. Yes.
Everyone last year.
I was one who said the Chargers weren't going to make the playoffs too last year. And I was right about that because they kept Brandon Staley and everyone thought I was crazy about that. But anyway, we don't have to talk about how awesome we are, Matt. Let's
all I got, Ryan. That's all I got. My team.
Travis, what's your prediction?
Oh, in the blank space of the Denver Broncos, I too think 5-12.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little.
I went down the list, and the AFC West doesn't have a murder row schedule like the NFC or the AFC North, but I just don't see more than 6 wins there. I think a lot of, and I was like, when I went through and did that, I'm like, I only see 5 here, maybe 6. I mean, sometimes the division, but I don't see it.
Man. Okay. I have them at 7-10. I just going from 8 and 9, getting to drop back down to 5-12 though. Man, I don't know.
A part of my reasoning is that the other 2 non-playoff teams are going to be better too in the division.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
okay, we'll see. I mean, two wins isn't that far off though. Like it could be a turnover here, missed field goal there. How it is like some.
And honestly, I'm more worried that all these predictions of wins and losses could be drastically altered by these new kickoff rules. I mean, really. I mean, between kicks getting returned commonly, or fumbles or whatever. I don't think that's factored into any of our guess or predictions because we haven't really seen a full season of it yet.
Yeah, correct.
It's the kickoff fun again. I don't get up and go get something to eat
right
the preseason
into the end zone.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's go to the Chargers here, guys. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.